Now, former Attorney General Sir Michael Ellis has accused the BBC of being institutionally anti-Semitic and fueling tensions with its coverage of the Gaza conflict.
In a scathing critique, he claims the broadcaster's reporting has not only tarnished its impartiality, but has also ignited a dangerous surge in anti-Semitic sentiments. We're still joined by TalkTV international editor Isabel Oakeshott. I mean, what immediately comes to mind, and I'd imagine in part what he was referring to, is that utterly disgraceful moment when I think it was Jeremy Bowen, as international editor, reported that a hospital had been attacked by Israeli missiles. Was it not Jeremy Bowen?
It was a different report.
A hospital had been attacked by Israeli missiles in Gaza, and it turned out that it was not Israel at all, despite Israel saying, no, it wasn't us, we definitely didn't do this, and it was actually terrorists associated with Iran. But then it does seem to me that there has been a lot of focus on all the terrible things that Israel may or may not be doing, a lot of sort of boo-hoo. They even had that guy who was that actor, that Palestinian actor all the time. Do you remember that guy?
I've seen some of these reports. I think there's a lot of actors.
Yeah, a lot.
A lot of actors.
But all of this thing does sort of fuel the masses into thinking that there is some sort of genocide happening.
I wonder whether this is a classic case of a word that the BBC, you know, their HR people would absolutely love, which is unconscious bias, as well as conscious bias. I think that, you know, there are many people who are so steeped within the BBC in a one-dimensional left-wing view of the world into which you can pile all sorts of biases, that they almost don't realise that they're doing it.
That's exactly it. They are prisoners of their own groupthink. Yeah. They do not realise that they are biased against Israel and absolutely palpably pro-Palestine. Every news, I was saying to Alex earlier, every news bulletin on the BBC, particularly the 6 p.m. one, which I've controversially taken to watching. Alex doesn't like me for doing that. I know where you're coming from. But I watch it kind of, you know, sort of counterintuitively, just to be shocked by what they do. Every single report begins with 10 minutes on the plight of the Palestinians. Yeah. Nothing about the Israelis. Yeah. They are. Yeah. He's right. He is right. Yeah. Ellis is right.
And if you just happen to switch on for, I don't know, 5 or 10 minutes as a snapshot, it may be that overall, they will argue that overall, those reports about how many people are dying and the suffering and all of that, which is very real in Gaza, are overall balanced by other things later in the day. But chances are, if you switch on for 5 or 10 minutes, you will get a report from somebody talking about the wretched
Fergal Keane, usually Fergal Keane.